Okie dokie, everybody. My name's Dan. This is the Abstract Soul. And I have this lovely segmented cup that I got. I got several of them actually from a seller on Etsy, a fellow Etsy seller. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description to his store because he's got a lot of cool cups and devices and whatnot for pour painting. So definitely give him a look. Anywho, this is a 4-segment cup. And I've got some red, some white, some blue, and some silver going on today. You know, obviously patriotic, but the silver just add a little bit of flair. Using a mixture of about 5 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. These are actually acrylics that I got from the Dollar Tree, with the exception of the silver. The silver is Deco Art. But anywho, the paints that they sell at the Dollar Tree, if you have one near you, give them a try. They're actually really, really consistent. I'm kind of surprised. Anywho, what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a spiral painting. So I'm going to pour in a spiral as I also turn the canvas, and we're just going to see what happens. So good or bad, we'll post it. So let's get to it, and I'm going to attempt to destroy my arm in the process, because this I've done this a couple of times before and it takes forever. So here we go. Offset just a tiny bit from the center on this one. The red hasn't picked up yet. It's interesting as this develops. I haven't done this color combination before. The silver is a lot more prevalent than I expected it to be. That's okay. I think this could actually be cool. Some of the red is starting to pop up in it now. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it was not there at first, and then it started to pop in kind of subtly, and now it's popping in a little more prevalent, which I kind of like. So we recently launched the painting part of our store. We have a website called Art and Soul, Soul spelled S-O-U-L-E, play on our last name. Anywho, we've been doing jewelry for years and years, and we got into pour painting and then decided that we wanted to offer it up to our customers. So a section of that store is called the Abstract Soul, again playing with our last name, and you can find a link to that down below as well. But anywho, if all goes according to plan, we did a giveaway, or we're doing a giveaway for our existing email subscribers that we had from the jewelry side of our business at the launch of our store. And if I like this piece, this will be the piece that will be the giveaway. So fingers crossed that this turns out okay, that I can use it for the giveaway. If it doesn't turn out well, then we'll give them something else. So I said it in my last video, and this is very true. Pour painting should be a very fun thing to do. And if you're not having fun while you're doing it, I will tell you that you're doing something wrong. This is just enjoyable, and it really doesn't even matter if this piece turns out good or bad. You know, it's still fun to do. It's fun to play with. It's fun to experiment, and you know, hopefully, if you are into pour painting, you find it relaxing. If you landed on this video because you're curious about it, give it a try. You can get started really inexpensive. You can pour over anything. We use canvas, but you can use a old piece of wood, or, you know, some people go to the dollar store and get like these cutouts of things. Heck, you can practice on cardboard, you know, whatever. And you can get paints at the dollar store. You need some kind of a pouring medium when you do it, and I personally like Floetrol. That's readily available at Lowe's. You can get a gallon of it really cheap. There's people that use other things too. You can play around with additives like silicone. We use silicone sometimes. Some people thin out with water a little bit. I've personally not been a fan of water so far. I haven't liked the results when I've used it. But everybody's kind of got their thing and kind of what works for them and what doesn't. So you get to play around and experiment and see what's good for you. And that is part of the fun of all this. Everybody kind of develops their own style, I think, from what I have witnessed in watching others. I will tell you that our style, honestly, is kind of in development. We're trying a lot of different things, playing with a lot of different things, a lot of techniques that we like, some of them that we haven't been able to figure out. You know, but it's fun. It's an experiment. We've gotten good enough that we feel like we're able to put our product out there for our customers. But even if we weren't able to do that, you know what? It's still just fun to do. This is an enjoyable form of art, so hopefully, if you're doing this, you're enjoying it too. If you haven't started doing it, give it a try. You can get started for a few dollars. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Make sure, though, you'll notice how my turntable right now is in a cardboard box. Make sure that you've got yourself a workplace that's set up to be able to handle a bit of a mess. You know, as the name pour painting implies, you know, this is done by pouring, which means we're not putting it on with a brush. We're kind of putting it on there and letting it flow and letting it fling and just kind of seeing where it goes sometimes. So you got to be ready to handle that mess. You can do it in your dining room or whatever. Just make sure that you've got your table covered and, you know, your floor covered. Maybe keep your dog in the other room so they don't get into it. All right. So that's the start. It's kind of interesting. It didn't turn out exactly how I thought it would. The silver is really a lot more prevalent, but I'm going to spin this and let it cover the canvas, and I'm curious to see if some of the other colors come more to the front, the red, the white, and the blue. But we'll see. Let's spin it and see what happens, yeah? Oh yeah, there it is. Oop. You gotta be careful when you spin. Well, this is kind of fun. It's kind of a little off center though. So I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna try to pull this. Yeah, there we go. You can see how this center area here was a little bit off to the side. So I'm just trying to pull it in a little bit. Get the piece a little more centered. Let's spin it again. I watch some people when they spin out their paintings, they just kind of go crazy with it. I try to be a little more gentle personally. I like to kind of be able to gauge where it's going, you know? But to each their own. Alright, I'm digging on this. Whether or not I'll use it as the giveaway piece, I don't know yet. We'll see how it dries. Kind of pull some of this off to the edges here. There's a couple areas on the edges that weren't covered real well. Let me spin it one more time just to pull it onto the edges a little more. All right. So I dig it. There's going to be some cells that pop up. You can see some of it popping up now. The reds, the whites, the blues, the metallic from the silver is kind of mixing in with the red and the blue to kind of give it a cool effect there. The white has mostly been lost with the exception of some streaks, but it's also kind of taking the reds and the blues and adding some different shades of those as it's blending with the white. So, you know, kind of giving it a little extra character there. Yeah, this is kind of fun. Now, I will tell you, this would have been different if I had done it different. I was rotating left while I was turning right. If I had rotated and turned in the same, I can't even figure, yeah, there we go. If I had rotated and turned in the same direction, it would have yielded a different looking result. So you can kind of play with that a little bit. If I had done it that way, I think it would have come out with a little more of like a cone shape kind of deal, where this is not that, but this wasn't necessarily what I was going for either. I was kind of trying to spiral it out, but then let it kind of do its thing. So anywho, let me deglove and I'll bring you down for a close-up and you can kind of see what we ended up with. Okie dokie, here we are. Kind of see where we ended up here. Some more cells popping up. That's from the Floetrol. Gives us a little bit of cell structure. Some cool lines. Let me turn off the light here. There we go. Less glare that way. So there's some, I love these lines that kind of run through here all the way around the canvas. It's really fun. And you can see how the metallics from the silver are kind of popping up back behind the colors. Add some fun depth. It's kind of a cool piece. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, do those two things. It makes Dan happy, and as well it helps other people find our videos so they can kind of learn and get ideas as well. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks.